Some people get so obsessed with testing, they want a certain number or a certain clear-cut diagnosis on their home. But every test we have on the market has its own strength and weakness or limitation. So rather than throwing money at a test just kind of randomly with no goal, I really recommend that homeowners know what they're looking for. Do we have current or active water damage, maybe previous water leaks? Do we have signs of those water damaged areas like swelling or warping in building material? Asking about the history of the home. Are there condensation issues, heavy dust content throughout the home, old carpet? Are we living on top of a crawl space or a really humid basement? Yeah, we're dealing with chronically high humidity in the home in these different areas. What are we seeing with a bright flashlight, a moisture reader? This is all the data that we got to collect first. And then with that data, then we determine the best testing. So when I do an inspection on a home, 4 or 5 hours, I'm not even thinking about testing. I'm thinking about getting around the house really thoroughly and getting a good idea of how this home is showing signs of mold issues, current or previous. Then I'll do targeted testing in those different areas. If we want to know what's in the dust, we can take a kind of widespread dust collection sample, but that doesn't tell me much. It just tells me what has been in the air and then what settles on the surfaces. If I just do a random air test with not any investigation to go along with it, it's really just going to give me a quick snapshot of what spores might be in the air at that time, at that moment. I mean, those air tests can be helpful, but again, in conjunction with all the other knowledge. So I really want every homeowner to at least know some of this stuff, and that way we can prevent a ton of small issues becoming big, but also then we're not just throwing money at random things and just getting very confused in the process. But the homeowner just knowing some of these basics and getting an idea and a lay of the land, then bringing in testing or a professional who really knows how to assess the home thoroughly and get a remediation plan in place. This is kind of my philosophy on where testing fits in the process. To me, it's there to confirm or deny the presence of mold, the types, the amounts, the severity, and fill in some gaps that we couldn't have gotten in our inspection. Rather than let's just throw a test, lead with testing, and maybe skip some of our steps in investigating thoroughly. Because if you take enough time with a bright flashlight, a moisture meter, a bore scope, if you have a thermal imaging cam, if not, someone else, a professional would, knowing what to look for, how to look, and in the right places, you're going to get a lot more data that way. And one quick note as well, a mold dog is a great option if the mold dog is trained well, first of all, and is a part of a good team and really is vetted properly. A mold dog can find things that humans will never be able to find. And that is another important tool, is maybe the mold dog will sniff something out, quite literally, that no human can. But even with that, what's the limitation there? Well, do we know the types, the amounts, the severity, where it came from, how to repair it, how to handle it after, the building science aspects of that? Not at all. So the mold dog can identify a spot, but we still need an IEP, indoor environmental professional, to really come in and assess the place and get a good remediation plan in place. So I love that mold dogs are kind of growing in awareness, and more people are getting their house inspected and getting awareness here. But I've had many times where the mold dog will sniff something out, but then they go to rip the wall out and there was nothing there at all, even with additional testing and all that. Other times, the mold dog sniffed out something that, again, no human could have found with the measurements and equipment that we have. So all of this is a forensic investigation. It's a process of elimination. It's adding a lot of different factors together to really get a whole picture. So I know you're looking for the perfect test. Maybe it will come out eventually, but a test is best used as a puzzle piece in this process. And if you need help with that process, let's do a coaching call one-on-one, and I can get a really good idea with 50 plus questions on a questionnaire in depth, plus whatever photos you have or history of the home and these different things to get you empowered. If you need me to come out in person and do an inspection, we can explore those options or help you vet someone in your area. There are solutions for all this. Let's put testing in its place and use it for the strengths that it has, and just not get overly stressed or worried about any one data point.